Well, good morning, business mathematics students, Business 20 students here at Norco College. This is week number 4, and we're going to be looking at two of the most important topics in this class, as well as some of the most exciting topics in this class, as well as some of the ones in which students struggle the most in. So I really want to encourage you to make sure that you utilize the resources that I've made available to help you get through it. But you're going to be looking at simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest you're going to be solving by using a formula, and then compound interest you're going to be solving using tables that are provided in the book. Now, there is a formula, an algebraic formula for figuring out compound interest. And some students are fine with it, and you're welcome to use that if you know how to use it. But most students that use it, I would say 80% don't get the answers correct. So I encourage you to follow my guidelines on the videos that are in the study pages on how to use the tables to figure out your compound interest. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And here we are on our home page in Canvas. And I'm going to come down here and scroll to module number 2, since we started that last week, and we're going to be finishing module 2 this week. So you're not only going to have chapters 10 and 11 to cover, but you're also going to have your first exam, or I believe your first exam. So last week, of course, you looked at chapter 8, markups and markdowns, which in every business you mark things up in order to make a profit. Sometimes to get rid of them, you need to mark them down. And so these are principles that you need to be able to do quickly and efficiently. And then we covered payroll, chapter 9, on how to figure out, most notably, how to figure out your income tax that you're going to need to pay. Now, this is very important. This is a critical concept, and it's going to be on the exam. We're going to have quite a few questions on this on the exam, so it will hurt your score. So make sure you understand how to do the percentage method of income tax calculations to know how much income tax you're going to take out of your check. There's a video on that in chapter 9 study page, so you can watch me working through that using the tables that are in your book. Make sure you understand how to do that. But of course, that was last week, and so you did a check-in assignment last week, which, again, if you turn it in by Thursday, I probably already graded it. Well, I did already grade it, and if you turned it in Sunday, which was yesterday, I'll take a few days to get to it, but I will get it graded. But you don't get my feedback in real time. That's why if you do it early, I'll give you feedback. That way you have time to make changes before you take the quiz. And again, you had a quiz, and then you had the new case study, which, by the way, is based on the percentage method. So if you don't know how to do the percentage method, you're not going to do well on this case study. So the percentage method of figuring out your income tax, again, is in the study page for chapter 9. There's a video of me working it out. It's also in chapter 9 of your book. So make sure you know how to do that, and then go ahead and do the case study, which I'm going to go ahead and move that down here to this week, since you have another week to do it. And I'll be changing that to complete case study number 2. But here's week number 4. So here's the video you're watching. There's, again, a read me first and a help Sienna, which you have to complete those before you can open up your assignments. And then I have a study page for chapter 10 on simple interest, where I explain the formulas. There's a video of me working out simple interest problems. So we're basically going to take that triangular formula that we looked at in chapter 8 and 9, as well as in chapter 6. And so you're going to take that formula, but you're going to be adding a new column, which is time, on the bottom half. And so as long as you have 3 of the factors, you can figure out the other 4th in that formula. So make sure you study that page, and don't get confused between simple interest and compound interest. Sometimes students look at the problem, they don't know which one it is. Simple interest is always going to be either ordinary or exact. And if it uses those words, ordinary interest or exact interest, you know right away it's a simple interest problem, and you don't need any tables. You just need the formula. However, if it doesn't say ordinary or exact interest, it's going to be most likely a compound interest problem, where you're going to be wanting to use the tables. Now, again, in both of those study pages, I give you the sections of the book to study, as well as, most importantly, a video of me working through some of the problems. So make sure you watch that video. I also will be doing a Zoom session this upcoming Thursday at 10 a.m., and I will go over the simple interest formula. I'll go over how to use the tables and do compound interest. So I have about an hour to spend with you. but I should be able to get through most of that with you if you join me in that Zoom session. So, by the way, I am still trying to work it out because I've set up a new system in my office computer at the college, and so I'm working with a new pad, so we'll see how it goes. But last Thursday, nobody showed up for the Zoom session, so I just didn't even record anything. I just canceled it, but this week I think it's very important if you can make it to join me at 10 a.m. on Thursday, and we'll go over that together then. So then, of course, you have your check-in assignment this week where you're helping Sienna solve simple interest and compound interest problems. She's thinking about making some investments, and she needs your guidance. There's a quiz on chapters 10 and 11, and this is mostly just to make sure you understand how to do these kinds of problems. Again, you can take it three times. And then there's the case study that you'll be completing, and then you have your first midterm exam. So this is a heavy week, and I apologize for that, but I decided to do a midterm exam rather than one every 2 weeks. And so you're going to have 25 questions on the midterm exam. I would say at least half of them are fill-in questions, which is harder in some senses because you don't have anything to choose from, but it's positive in other senses because if you do get it wrong, but you got some parts right, I will give you partial credit. So it kind of works to your advantage. However, I do need to grade all those, and it does take me a few days after Sunday when they're due to get them all graded. So anyway, that's this week. So make sure, I just want to highly emphasize the importance of going through my study pages, working through the problems that I suggest, watching the videos of me working out. There's also some videos of YouTube videos that show you how to do simple interest problems. They also show you how to use the compound interest formula if that interests you. But I highly recommend that you use the tables in the book to solve compound interest problems. So, all right, well, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me during my office hours, or if you want to meet with me Thursday at 10 a.m. in the Zoom session. I will see you all then. Have a great week. And until then,